Hey everybody, this is a short video on the very basics of the Inven UI. On the top left here, this is where we can just toggle on and off the kind of workspaces and different options we have. Now I'll go through these one by one. So we have new workspace here, and this is what you want to choose whenever you're just starting a new project, starting a new search. So you click the new workspace and you'll have this standard view here. And in here, this is where we do our searches. So I want to find, let's say HVAC companies in New York that are PE backed and could exit in the coming years. Add that in there as a workspace. Now I'll have that running in the background while I go through these. Then we have all of our workspaces. That's just all the searches I've ever made. You can go into them and kind of look what you have there. Then you have files. If you've uploaded stuff into Inven, if you have in previous lists, for some users, this is a big way of how they structure their work through their workspaces. Then we have pipeline alerts and dashboards. These are features very much for our in-house M&A teams and private equities that want to run their M&A pipeline in Inven. So the pipeline functionality will have the classic CRM views that you can work on, and the alerts are for getting alerted on a company. So for example, I have a list here of PE-backed European HVAC installers. I want to get alerted whenever there's news or a company grows or something like that. Very much used by our private equity and in-house M&A teams. Here, I can see all of the recent workspaces. So whenever I do one of these searches that I did in the beginning, I can see all of those here in my search history. And I'm just going to go back to this current one. So that's going to be running here in the background simultaneously. Then on the bottom left here, we have our settings, skills that we can start building. So in skills, you build stuff like how do you want the software to work whenever you ask for a buyer list, or what do you want the software to do whenever you ask for valuation analysis. That's what you build in skills, and that's what we've built for you in the skills. Your team, you can manage your team settings, and then credits, you can view your credit usage, and then you have your downloads here, or exports if you end up doing them. They come over here. So now what's happening, because we did our search here, the chat decided that, hey, you probably want a list of companies, the results. So we decided to open a tab here for results. And we're getting all the PE-backed companies here in New York that are in this industry. Now, in this view, you typically just want to continue the chat for whatever you want to do. So let's say bring the estimated revenue to the front. Whatever you want to do, just add it into the chat and it will do it for you. But most of the things you can also run manually. So you can kind of drag and drop things here. You can create alerts. You can open column settings. You can do search. You can do all of that here manually, but you just use the chat for it. Like if you want to change the order of the columns, use the chat. You want to create an alert, use the chat. But the functionality is there for exporting, importing, column settings, everything like that. One thing where you might sometimes want to go and look at things a bit is if you try doing a new tab from over here on the plus sign, you can do a company search and then it's the filter by. Now, I never use this. I just go with the chat. However, there are sometimes use cases where you just kind of have to play around with it yourself. And this is where you can see all the possible filters on Inven that's possible, be that valuation, financial figures, people that the AI will know how to use these correctly. But sometimes you just need a little inspiration. So where do you find it? From here, company search. It loads an empty company search and go filter by. Rarely used, use the chat, but if you need inspiration, that's where you find it. So basics, new workspace, right in the chat, always the chat for everything. And you can find the settings from here and you're good to go. You can change the model in use. So if you want the latest models to be in use, use the advanced. But for example, if you're running out of credits, the fast model might be best suited for your purposes there. Hopefully this was useful. Have a great rest of your day.